This session was the highest rated session in the entire convention. And mind you, we had like amazing speakers. I met him first in 2012 through a friend. And I remember thinking that I had never met somebody like that in my life. Let me take this off because it's going to be sharing straight up. I've never met anybody like that in my life. You know, I never met anybody like that in my life. And, you know, I mean, his ability to be able to get you to take action is huge. And by the way, he has a coaching program that is $50,000 for 3 months. You know, it's the people he talks to are big people. But today we're going to get the opportunity to have him here, and he's been a mentor to me. I've had a relationship with him for 11 years now, and it's been great. So without further ado, even though I don't really know what further ado means, I would pass you on to the man, the legend. I'm going to spotlight his video so that, yeah, so that he's the one that everybody can see. Okay, so having said that, sir, are you ready for us? Thank you so much, sir. So you have the floor, sir.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Thank you, Thomas. If you can hear me, raise your hand up. If you can hear me, raise your hand up on your screen. Okay. Okay, I see. Thank you. Incredible. All right. So this is definitely a privileged program today to share my thought with you and on how you can not just improve your finances, not just improve your business bottom line, but above all, improve your life as an individual. I think that people, most times we get caught up in trying to make money. We lose the essence of making money, okay? Which is to live a better life, to impact other people, to improve the quality of life that we have here, and while improving the lives of other people. So I don't know what stage you are in your life right now. I don't know what challenges specifically you're facing. Some of the things I'm going to share with you today is just to help you get a heads up of what's coming on the 27th of November. All right. But first of all, how many of you put your hands down? Put your hands down. Thank you. Appreciate that responsiveness. I'm going to ask a question. How many of you know that I'm going to be speaking on November the 27th, 28th for Strategy Factory? Let me know on the screen. How many of you know I'll be speaking on the 27th of November for Strategy Factory Conference? Okay. This is so nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. Then I got another question. How many of you, put your hands down now. How many of you have already purchased your ticket for that event? Okay. How many of you have purchased your ticket and for that event on the 27th? Okay, I do. Not yet, sir. I know. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Okay, so tonight, I'm going to have a little bit of interaction with your mind and possibly open up the floor for a little bit of questions and see however we can improve the quality of our lives, okay? You see, write this down. Until a man's physical state cannot improve until you alter the state of his mind, especially get him to believe that he deserves more. A man's physical state can never improve unless you alter the attitude of his mind, especially making him believe that he deserves more than he is already. Deserves more than he is, not deserves more than he has. There are so many people that have a lot of possessions, but the quality of their life is a mess. So first of all, in all of your achieving, the most important state or result is operating in your full capacity, okay? All right, you can't hear me. If you can hear me very well, if you can hear me very well, type on the screen, I hear you well. If you can hear me well, okay. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I agree. I am not your regular trader. I should be. I am a philosopher first. I'm just a philosopher that knows how to make money. I am a monk that knows how to make money. If you ask me, I wouldn't live in Lagos. I'll live in the remotest part of the universe just to interact with life, interact with nature, interact with God without any distractions. But I know that if I do that, how can people learn from me the things I have gone and the things I've learned with my relationship with the universal consciousness of things. So until a man's physical state cannot be improved upon, unless you alter his mental attitude, especially letting him know that he deserves more than he is, that he deserves more than he is. And I said earlier that a lot of people get caught up in trying to acquire more things, ignoring the act of becoming more. The whole essence of all of this life that we're living is that you live a fulfilled life. That's the whole essence. Okay. And I also, of the concept that the reason why people die for the act of making money is because they don't know that money doesn't deliver what it promises. But when you have money, and I say I want everyone to have a lot of money. The reason why I'm also going out there teaching people how to improve the quality of their businesses, and the quality of their lives, is that they can really have this money and find out that this money doesn't, deliver what it promises. You see people like Dangote, Tony Lumelu, people like Bill Gates, all of them going into humanitarian gestures, trying to give back to society, which is the ultimate purpose of making money. The ultimate purpose of making money is to improve the life better than you met it. Okay. So first, let's test it. Let's test the community. If you've learned something already, can I just raise your hand? Ajadi, put your hands down. Orok, put your hands down. If you've learned something, I want you to open your screen and your video and just let me see your hands up. I'm going to ask you if you learned something, what you learned. If you've learned something already, okay, who is that? Yes, okay. Ezekiel, what have you learned so far? Yes, tell me.
So for me, I think it was critical when you said that money does not deliver what it promises. Because it's easy for us to say, that he doesn't understand my problem. Let me first make this money first, and then we cannot be dealing with this issue. But right. but I've also experienced some level of success, and I realized that, ultimately, if our lives are not improved, if somebody figures out how to make money without improving their lives, that money is going to destroy them. In fact, they're going to even be bored. And, because I gave an instance with a friend of mine, and, said, if somebody locks me in this room and gives me $1 billion, I might be happy for like 2 weeks, maybe terrorize some of my friends on Instagram. But after a while, I have to look for something to do with my life. And, you saying that the purpose is actually to improve the quality of lives of yourself and the people around you. For me, that's huge. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Absolutely incredible. So get your note. Let's have a conversation. First, Ezekiel has been consistent with is strategy factory. The key word there is strategy. Okay. Now, strategy is a syllable. It's a word used for military performance. Strategy is not first a business word. Strategy is a word for military operations. Okay, it's not a business. It's not a word that is developed for business. It was developed for war. So for you to use the word strategy, you have to think like a military man. You have to think like a soldier. In other words, what that meant is the military people, what they look at the entire landscape of war. They come together to think about how to win before they start. They think about so many weaknesses and strengths to figure out the best approach to go about winning the war. So strategy is about winning the war before you engage in the battle. Write it down. Strategy is about winning the war before you start the battle. So victorious soldiers, great soldiers, win the war, okay, before they start the battle. Good soldiers start the battle and figure out how to win the war. So most importantly, it's about mental attitude, okay? It's about mental attitude. And there are three frameworks for strategy. The first one is vision, okay? The first one is vision. Time will not allow me to dive deeply into the concept of vision, which I'm going to share with you guys on the 27th, okay? The first one is vision. It's a framework of strategies, vision. Second one is mission, okay? Vision being the what and the who, the what to achieve, the ultimate grand picture of what it is you are about, not what you're about to do. Vision is the ultimate grand picture of what you are about at the moment you're starting up a business, at the moment you're engaging in any venture. That's the ultimate picture of what you're about. Then mission is how you're going to deploy your strategy. Mission is about how you're going to achieve that grand vision, okay? Mission is how the processes on how you're going to achieve the grand vision. And the last framework for strategy is value. What are the characteristics of your value proposition that you're not going to compromise in achieving the grand vision? Because a lot of people have become criminals in the pursuit of money. So it's not so much about how much you've made or not made, it is who you become in the process of making that money. I have seen people who go into kidnapping. I've seen people who go into robbery. All manner of things that is debasing to the human mind for the purpose of money. So when you finally make this money and find out you've lost your soul, you've lost your essence. So what's the point? As a coach, I remember one day I was having a conversation with a senator who is my, used to be my mentee. He's a senator here in Nigeria, and he used to be my mentee. And as I was going through the purpose of business and the essence of money, he started crying in that conversation. You know what he said to me? He said, "Ugo, I have my boys, my sons, who come every night and they come back with prostitutes. And after sleeping with those prostitutes, they still send those prostitutes to come and collect money from him." So he is a very successful person, in quote, in terms of money, but his essence of life is not there. Okay. So values is where you separate the boys from the men. I know you're making money. I know you want to make $1 billion a year, but the question is, so who are you going to become in the process of making that money? Okay. So we're going to look at these things in vision, mission, and values. Okay. Vision, mission, and values. This is the fulcrum, the fundamentals of building great business. Okay. So now write this down. Life does not reward you according to your effort. Life rewards you according to the knowledge and your effort. Write it down. Life does not reward you according to the activities you engage every day. Life rewards you according to the quality of knowledge, the quality of definition that you have behind your effort. There are so many people who are making efforts every day, but they're not getting the corresponding results. Tomorrow morning, some of you are going to get out there, go to church, go to mosque, whatever it is. On Monday, you're going to get out there, go to your businesses. Every day, people are in Lagos hustling and bustling. Abuja, I was in the UK last month. Okay, everybody are just getting up in the morning trying to make it. But why is it that everybody that makes effort don't make it? Why? Why is it that everybody that makes effort, not everyone that makes effort, make it? Which means effort is the common denominator. If you're a poor man, you're going to make effort. If you're a rich man, you're going to make effort. The differential is the knowledge. The differential in activity is not the activity itself. It's the quality of knowledge behind it. So life does not reward you according to your effort. Life rewards you according to the quality of knowledge behind your effort. So that brings me to the concept of definitions. I want to write it down, okay? There are two levels of definitions. Number one is statutory definition, which is defining something for what it is. And the second one is operational or functional definition, which is defining something by reason of what that thing does. First one is statutory definition, which is defining something for what it is. And second one is functional definition, defining something by reason of what that thing does, okay? Now, let me give you an example. Right here is my crutches. Each time I ask people in class what this is, they always tell me is crutch. So I asked the male gender, the men in the class. If I ask every one of you right now what this is, all of you will agree with me that this is crutches. I ask Christians what this is, they tell me it's crutches. I ask Muslims what this is, they tell me it's crutches. I've asked Chinese people, Japanese people from all over the world, they agree with me it's crutches. But if I take this thing and hit someone by the head and I ask you what it is, what would you say it is? Definitely going to say it is weapon. See? But what is this meant for? This is meant for as a work aid to help people like me who is physically challenged to work better. So this is a working aid. That is the purpose of this particular stuff. But if I use it for something else, like hitting someone to death, the meaning changes, the more application changes, which means by operational definition, this is now a weapon. But listen to this, watch this. This is originally designed to help me work. That's the concept of this item. The concept is for working. But if you are the first time you met this item, the very first time you met it, somebody was using it to beat somebody to death, what would you call it? You would call it conceptually, you would call it a weapon, because that's the only time you have seen this in operation, which means you can meet a good concept in a bad context. Why? The only time you've met this, the very first time you saw this in use, you didn't see it for what it is meant to be used for. You saw it in a context. And because that's the only context, it becomes the only way you know about this. So in other words, if you have the people's concept of money is determined by their context of money. If you're born in a family where your parents are poor, wretched, and very, not doing well financially, they will form in that environment that your parents are poor and not successful. Whatever their relationship with money will affect your concept of money. So that's your initial concept. Your initial interaction with money was from people who are not successful. So that formed your original concept of what money is. Then as you're growing up at the age of 18, 19, 20, 25, you find out that concept is not helping you. That's most times people start seeking, mentorship, training, concept, because you now know everything you've ever known before 30 years is not giving you the result you want. In other words, I'm gonna write it down. Your concept of things, your concept of knowledge affect your knowledge. So sometimes when I come into training to teach people, what if your concept is damaged about business? What if you grow up in a family, your mom and your dad are civil servants? You will not naturally want to do business. Even if you want to, your concept is go to work in the morning, come back in the evening, wait for salary at the end of the month. You will never really see business as your thing. But what if you are raised in Dangote's house? What if you are raised in Tony Limelu's house? That the first time you came in contact with anything about work or business was from a father or mother whose ideology about business has affected your psychology when you're a little kid. You find out your approach, you would never dream about working for another man because your mom, your dad had businesses, and that would change your approach towards business. Now, what am I trying to say? Life does not reward you according to your effort. Life rewards you according to your definitions. And I said there are two levels, statutory definition and functional definition. So you that are watching me right now, what is the original concept that is running in your brain? You see? Now watch this. It takes knowledge to understand knowledge. So whatever I'm saying right now, there is a way you look at it. You have a context of life. You have a concept of life. So whatever I'm saying now, your mind is already colored by your own perspective or your own mentality. So you're not really hearing what I'm saying, you're hearing what you're seeing. So in other words, you have to learn how to learn. You have to come to the point where you have an unbiased relationship with knowledge, because learning makes you see how stupid you were the last minute, and learning makes you wise the next minute. Learning makes you see how stupid you were the last minute, and learning makes you wise at the next minute. So, I wish someone is following what I'm saying. If you're listening, if you're getting to the point, I'm about to hit a point right now, but I'm going to stop here a little while. I need someone to talk to me about what you've learned so far. Anybody? If you want me to ask you what you've learned, open your video and show me your hand. I'm going to ask you if you've got something. If I don't see your video, I'm not going to ask you. Yes, Okorodi. What have you learned so far? Unmute yourself. Emily, yeah, Victor.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I've been sitting here in my office and writing. My word note is almost filled up. All right. So I learned that your concept of knowledge affects your approach to knowledge. And I also learned that the quality of knowledge matters. You know, life rewards you according to the quality of knowledge behind your effort, not just your effort. You know, and I also learned, in fact, my greatest point now is that it is important for you to learn how to learn. That got me almost off my seat, right? Because if you don't learn how to learn, you might not be able to relearn or even unlearn to relearn. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
I love you already. I love you already. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. So you can see how I'm teaching right now. I'm not in a hurry because, see, until what you know becomes what you do, you don't know anything. The evidence of knowledge is outcome. Kind of training all you want. You see, the proof of learning is an improved outcome. The proof of learning is an improved outcome. Okay, so two people can be in the same business, the same circumstances, the same resources. They will have two different results. Two people, like in this country right now, people are saying the fuel is high, the prices of things have gone up, inflation is over the roof, Naira has been devalued and depreciated, but some people are still making it and living well. One of them is me. I'm still closing deals. And in fact, before this point, I have built an asset base, both in investment and business, that even if inflation goes 200,000%, I'm still and above whatever the benchmark of error is, because it's a holistic understanding of the different fluctuations of business cycle. Everything is always fluctuating. So if you don't understand the concept of wealth, holistically, even though you're in business, you still suffer. Because there are 4 cycles of a business. Businesses has 4 cycles. Vision has 6 cycles. So businesses operate in vision. Vision is what determines how you go about life. But business is a platform to express your value. So I'm going to define this. Now watch this. Business is a social responsibility to solve humanity problem while making money. Business is a social, get that what now? Business is a social responsibility to solve human problems while making money. So the essence of business is to develop a city. The essence of business is to help human mind, human body, human society to live better, to have better quality of life, to have better society. So business itself is not primarily about making money, but solving problems while you're making money. This is a country people want to make money without solving a problem. This is a country people want to make money without creating any value. And wealth, which is a bigger umbrella of business. Wealth is a bigger umbrella of business. Wealth cannot be said to have been created until value is exchanged. Wealth cannot be said to have been created until value is been exchanged. In other words, the essence of business is to trade your values so that you solve societal problems while making money off of it. A lot of times, people get up in the morning, they just want to make money. They don't think about the corresponding activity, which is value creation, for which they're going to make money. You know why you do that? It's because you are born in a society, or you are born in a family, or you are born in a culture that exalts money without exalting the value for it. So somehow you are doing the wrong thing without feeling guilty about it, because your conscience was tainted with the wrong values in the beginning. So if your culture supports you to look for money without creating value, you know you'll be doing the wrong thing without feeling guilty for it. And guess what? The universal law of life will not respect your effort, even though you are innocent about the consequence. So business is a social responsibility to solve humanity's problems while making money. In other words, wealth cannot be said to have been created until value is exchanged. If you understand that, I want you to open your camera right now and let me see your hands, because I need you to understand this. This is getting you ready for what is coming. Okay. Yes. I love you. Who else is? Everybody's scared of me right now. Nobody wants to raise your screen. You don't want to open your screen right now. See, you see. All right. I've got Gracie Israel. I've got a $2 Orok. Grace, what have you got? Talk to me. Remember, your responses determine my depth. If you don't give me a deep response, my depth can't come out. So I need you to talk. Grace, go ahead, talk to me. Unmute yourself.
Mute yourself, please.
Okay, I don't know if I should jump off my screen. Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. Thank you so much, sir. I've been learning. Right now, I'm learning to relearn. And the proof of learning is to improve my outcome. My outcome should be a proof that I'm. And then you talked about wealth cannot be said to be created until value
It's exchanged. Beautiful. Thank you, Grace. I love you so much.
Exchanged. So it's not just waking up in the not adding value, but yet thinking I can get a reward for not even adding value. So you must add value to make wealth. Thank you, sir.
Right. I love you already. Plenty kisses. I love you already. Plenty stuff. Okay. Yes. So the point is not that you're making effort. You guys, everybody in this room right now pretty much wakes up in the morning, get out there, bust your behind, try to make it. But why is the result not coming according to the quantity of the effort you make? It's because the credible quality of knowledge that's supposed to give you the result is not corresponding with the actions you're taking. So it's important to learn the art of definition, because it's only the reality you define that determines the approach you take. And I want to write this down. What you cannot define overwhelms you. What you can define, you can modify. What you cannot define overwhelms you. What you can define, you can modify. Okay? So just give you a perspective, if I was born in 1973, I had polio when I was 1 year, 6 months. I have been on crutches for over 38 years. I've been walking on crutches over 38 years. Now I want to ask this question. If wealth is by physical strength, someone like me won't be a wealthy man. If wealth is by the pack of muscles I have, I wouldn't be where I am today. In other words, there's so many hard-working, lazy people. Write it down. Hard-working, lazy people. Why? Laziness is not a physical thing. Laziness is a mental thing. You could be hardworking, like I'm on top mainland. Most times I'm seeing people who are physically okay with 6 packs and they're selling pekele on the road, they're selling gala. But these guys are 28, 30 with the pack of muscles, so bicep and all of that, but they're still working at the lowest level of human productivity. And there are people who don't have legs and hands, who are even blind. And they are generating the energy that is taking the rest of the world. Because laziness is when you are not able to read a book, attend a class, hold a thought long enough for that thought to become idea, for that idea to become value, for that value to become product and services for mankind. If you can't hold a thought long enough to process that thought to become idea of how to improve the quality of your activities, then you are a lazy person. How do I know you're lazy? You're putting so much effort, the result's not shown. How do I know you're not lazy? You're putting little effort, result is amazing. So write this down. Wealth is not in a place. Wealth is in people. Wealth is not in the UK. Wealth is not in America. Wealth is not in Germany. Wealth is wherever human beings live. Your ability to find the things you can give to human beings to compel them, to persuade them to part with your value is what wealth creation is about. So it's not so much about jackpot, you go into all these places trying to change locations. You can change location without changing your mindset. Whatever is pursuing you in your village will follow you to America and keep you there. If you don't have enough money, as I'm talking to you right now, if at this point in time you're over 25 years old and you don't have enough money to be at the convention, there's a chance that your poverty is catching up with your old age. I'll tell you why. Because it takes only 5 years to graduate from a university. If you've been on earth for 25, you should have graduated from trying to make it to the place of success. When you are surviving, your life is at stake. In survival, what is at stake is your life. In success, what is at stake is your resources. For example, I'm setting up a new business now. I was in here a couple of months ago, and companies came into Nigeria, and I helped them set up in Nigeria. Another company called me. I went to Malaysia, signed a deal that runs into millions of dollars, and I'm helping them come over to Nigeria. And the things they need from me is not my life. They need my time and my knowledge. They don't need my life. There's no existential threat to who I am. Matter of fact, if I don't go out anymore from now to the rest of my life, my great-grandchildren are not going to worry about anything in life. In other words, you have built a system that generates income without your personal input. That the reason why I work now is the joy of work, the joy of my mind behaving like God. Because it is through work that the whole world can experience what you have. But if you're working for the sole purpose of making money, what you have is a job, not work. Because in work, we create value. In job, we trade other people's value. Am I making sense? Okay, are you with me, guys? If you're with me, I want you to open your video right now. I want to see you raise your hand like that, okay? Raise your hand like that. I want you to open your video. Let me see you right now. Let me see you right now. Let me see you right now, okay? Yeah, incredible. I love you guys already. You guys are beautiful. Ooh, I love you guys already. You know, I just can't wait to hug you on the convention. You see, I want you to be so successful that you can give someone $1 million and you don't even remember money left your account. Can I get your hands if you like that? Like you could just give someone $1 million and you don't remember that money left your account. You give someone $1 million and you can mistakenly send somebody $1 million and you don't remember money because there's more millions coming in that is going out. And if you show up on the 27th of November and on the hall, you write that you were with Ugo today and you came there on the 27th because of this charge, I'm going to give you a promise that day. I don't know what I'm going to do to you. Maybe get you into my mentorship program. Maybe, I don't know what I'm going to do for you. But I want to get into that hall. And you say, Ugo, I saw you on the 7th. You spoke to me. Because listen to this. Teaching brings awareness. Relationship brings discipline. Community brings wealth. Write it down. Teaching brings awareness. The best today can do for you is open your awareness of possibility. So teaching is not enough. Mentorship is where you take the principles you learned in teaching and observe the practice of those principles. Listen, when you practice a principle, it becomes a discipline. You don't need principle to be successful. You need discipline to be successful because anybody can cram all the principles in the world until you have practiced the principle you don't have the discipline. I've seen intelligent people who are broke. Intelligent people who are broke. As a matter of fact, if I ask you to tell me what I said today, you're going to explain to me very logically and very powerfully, but would you practice what I taught you? Then let me tell you, it is difficult to practice what you heard. It is easier to practice what you see done. So what you observe, you practice. If what you heard is enough, there's so many people talking on YouTube. Everybody's on YouTube. Everybody's on Instagram. You see all this motivational talk. Everybody's nuggets of thought. Those things you are hearing cannot change your life. The most it could do for you is become conscious of the possibility. But how many millionaires do you have in your life? You see every day. If you're broke right now, if you have an idea of a business, is there anybody in your life or your phone contact that is so successful that you can make a phone call? Hey, Mr. Ugo, I'm about to walk into this deal. What do you think? You don't have such people. 90% of the time, part of the reason why everything you've heard is not working because you have not seen the practice of what you heard. Oh God, somebody's not following me. Somebody's not following me. Somebody's not following me. I wish I can hug you right now and just open your head and just stop this right there. And guess what? Come on, talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. I need you to talk back to me, you know, because I don't waste my words. I don't speak for nothing. It's got to make sense to somebody. It's got to make sense to somebody right now. Somebody talk. Anybody?
It's making sense. It's making sense.
I dare you want to talk to me. Talk to me.
It's
Making sense. Perfect
so much
sense.
sense.
Making
It's
sense.
making sense, sir. Thank you.
It
Right
makes
on.
sense.
So much
Makes
sense,
sense.
sir.
You're making sense.
You're making sense, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So slow down.
So
Slow down.
much
So now listen.
sense.
Now listen to me. I'm just getting ready to say something. The reason why there are things I want to say in the beginning. If I say it in the beginning, most of you don't have the corresponding software to understand it. So 90% of the time when I'm teaching, I'm preparing you to understand the statement. All I need to just say one statement. That's why counsel doesn't take much teaching. It takes a simple statement. But it takes knowledge to understand the counsel. It takes 2 things. So all of this talk that I'm doing this evening is just so that I can make one statement and I get out of your way and hope that someday, somehow, your desire to see the practice of the principles you've learned will bring two of us in the same space. That you cannot not just see what I'm saying, you can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I go for training and I ask people, how many of you have read Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad? Raise your hand. If you have read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, raise your hand. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Raise your hand. How many of you are still broke after I read the book? Because all you read is theory. All you read is theory. You are not in the same circumstance. You are not in the same space to see Kiyosaki practice what he's saying. Okay. For you to become wealthy and rich, because it can be wealthy and broke. It can be wealthy and not be rich. For you to become wealthy and rich, you must have 3 levels of knowledge. You want to write it down. 3 levels of knowledge. The first level of knowledge you must have is revelational knowledge. This is a knowledge that comes from the Word of God. This is a knowledge that comes from the study of the Word of God. This is a knowledge that comes from your personal relationship with God Himself. That is not what was preached, is what you experience. There's a level of that you can never get to until you have a personal relationship with the nature of God and the divine connection with God. At the level of revelational knowledge, what you receive at that time is vision. The second level of knowledge is theoretical knowledge, theory. Theoretical knowledge talks about strategy, process, and methodology, theory. Okay? In theoretical knowledge, you study what other men have done. In revelational knowledge, you receive an unction, an inspiration, and a level of being that only God can speak to you, that the knowledge you have, the inspiration you have, if you explain it to people, it doesn't make sense. No logical sense. If you say, I'm going to build the biggest organization in the world, and people look at your background, there's no evidence to support that statement. It means it's a visionary statement. But if you have a revelational knowledge that there's a level of connection to divine nature of God, okay, a level of knowledge that to divine nature of God, that revelation can still be frustration because you have no strategy to how to achieve that. That is why this conference on the 27th is very critical. Then when you come to that strategy factory conference on the 27th, please don't just come there. Come with the intent to be part of the community, because teaching brings awareness, mentorship brings discipline, community brings wealth. If you come that day and you pay money, I'm going to mess you up so bad that you get more confused than you were before you came there. But come with the longevity to say, you know what? I'm not just coming to hear 10,000 people speak. I'm coming to forge a relationship. That's why in Joshua 1:8, Joshua 1:8, look at this, look what it says. It said, this book of law shall not depart from your mouth, that you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written. The key word there is observe. This book of law shall not depart from your mouth. Book of law, law of wealth, law of life. The book of law, not Bible. Bible is a collection of books, but the collection of books for what? To give you the laws of life, the laws of wealth. This book of law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe, not listen. Not you have listened to the book of law, but you have not observed the practice of the book of law. that you may observe to do according to all that is written. And for then, condition, for then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have a qualified success that is called good. So it's not enough. Don't take it away. Now, the key word I want you to see, observe. Observe means to see the action taken based on a principle that is written. So Joshua, who was following Moses, was not just reading the script. He saw Moses demonstrate the thing that was written in the script. So how many of you have read your Saki book, you've read your Maxwell book, but you have not seen the things practiced before? So you can cram all you want. I've read 14 books. And so what? How many of what is in the book have you done? Because there are certain things you can never learn until you practice what you read. For then you will make your way prosperous. And then you will have success that is called good. For then you make you prosperous. Prosperous is not having money. Prosperous is having a good life with the corresponding money attached to it. Come on, somebody's not following me. Can I see your hands up if you're
you made a very great point, especially when you're talking about spirituality. I love that very good. You're making a very good point. Thank you so much.
Somebody said something right there. Huh? Yeah. Let me tell you what's happening to you this evening. What's happening to you? You're not listening to me with your ears. Let me tell you, your organs are listening. Your organs, your liver is listening to me. Your liver is listening to me. Your heart is listening to me. The veins are listening to me. Even when you don't want to do the right thing, your organs will tell you, listen, even though you want to be poor as a person, but your organs say, I don't want to be poor. I want you to have knowledge to make me have a good life in you. Come on, talk to me, somebody. Thompson, talk to me. Thompson, talk to me. Somebody talk to me.
Awful.
Speak to me, somebody.
I'm processing it.
I need to talk to you right now. It's
Right.
crazy.
I'm listening. I'm following up.
I'm
I'm
so
gonna
blessed. This is amazing. Thank you.
I'm following you.
Thank you, sir.
Pastor Ugo. Somebody's calling me Pastor Ugo. I'm not a pastor.
Someone.
Hold on. Let me help you. It's not stay with me. See, pastor.
My son too.
I am a creative being. I am made in the image and likeness of God. I have no title to my name. I am that which you call God. I am that which sees the earth. You see, when I was in the image and likeness of God, God wanted to feel the presence of the earth. He made me in his own image so that the earth can know God is here. That which you pray to is already in me. All I do when I study the Bible is understand that which is in me. And when I operate from the level of understanding of that which is in me,
Please, can somebody pause that noise and let us listen?
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
I've made it. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Please, we are really sorry. If I can be allowed to contribute a little, so this kind of teaching is very, very unique. What I mean by uniqueness of this teaching is that it's rare to see people to come to that knowledge and understanding and to explain the fact that you can never be rich or wealthy without going into a spirit. Spirituality is very, very important. If we come to, apart from being a Christian, because some people who are not Christians, I know we have different types of religion here, may think perhaps you're trying to defend the Christianity. But if you look at people who are not Christians, before one can be able to barge into wealth, when I mean wealth, real wealth, there must be a fellowship, there must be an understanding between you and the spirit. So when you were talking about revelational knowledge that is to be gotten from the spirit, it is not undeniable. Look at them amongst them, for instance, people who we know that they are wealthy men, if you look at them, you see that they are communing with spirit. They are not just living an ordinary life of applying principle. The place of knowledge and principle is still there, but when it comes to the aspect of communing with spirit, it is undeniable. So I agree with you very, very well. Each and every one of us must, irrespective of everything, we must try to commune with the spirit. Spirit is very, 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 very revolutionary, very, very important as far as this very well creation must.
So the question with David, the question with Victor is, we are a nation that seems to be spiritual, but we're broke. So it's a question of understanding the concept of the word spirit, because when you use the word spirit, is it the same thing that I understand that you understand? Everybody's going to church on Sunday. Everybody's calling the name of God. But why are you broke? Can you know God and not be successful? Is it possible that you know God and you're not successful? It's not possible. So if you are actually calling the word spirit, or you're going to church on Sunday and you're praying in tongues and your life is miserable, then I'm asking you, what the hell are you doing? What are you wasting your time doing? The things that I just released, but not spiritual. So it's not so much about the lexicon spirit, but it's understanding the concept of God to the extent that you live as God, behave as God, talk like God, function like God, and whenever God shows up, resources show up. Okay, so the point I'm making tonight is I have seen people argue about so many things. I've seen people talk about principles, but they're broke. They don't have money. Why do I say money? It's because one of the ways of validating your spirituality is the resources you have created. See, everybody has a brain, but not everybody has a mind. The brain you can touch. You can open my head right now and see a gray matter called brain. Dogs have brain. Goats have brain. Dead people have brain. But not all humans have mind. Mind is the consciousness of the presence of that power in you. If you are living on earth, you're over 25, 30 years old, 60 years old, and you're still subject to the lack of this earth, it means your mind is not working yet. Because when your mind is working, we don't touch the mind. We only see what the mind creates. The evidence of mind is the things you've created. The evidence of mind is the things that we, for example, the cars that people like building our minds. Not a strategy factory is the product of the mind of Ezekiel. So I don't have to argue with Ezekiel. I see the things he's creating. I know his mind is functioning. But there are people who are as old as Ezekiel. They have nothing physical to show that their mind is working. The only thing I see is a big old head on a shoulder that is not working. Tell yourself, don't get angry, get rich. Don't get angry. Let me tell you, and I'm going to say something very quickly, right? Listen, the earth, E-A-R-T-H, the earth is a material place. The earth is a material place. One of the evidences to show your brain is working, your mind is working, is the material things you have created out of your being. So stop pursuing material things. Stop pursuing the things that you want. Start creating the things that are from the inside. You wouldn't need strategy if you don't have a vision. So in other words, in the program that's going to happen on November, and like getting you ready for it, you're not coming there for the event, you're coming there for relationship. Just have it at the back of your mind that I am initiating a higher level of conversation with the universe, and I'm going to attract people in a different frequency, that when I show up in that event, everybody that I need around my life for the purpose of my life are going to be connected with me, and say, may God bless Ezekiel to create a platform that we can key into for the purpose of continued journey. Remember, teaching brings awareness. Relationship brings discipline. Community brings wealth. No one on earth succeeds in isolation. It's not possible. It's not possible. It is practically impossible. But what if you live in a community where there is no knowledge? You still be broke and poor. So my point there is, I'm going to be closing with some certain level of conversation right now. I'm hoping that you guys are fired up and getting ready for the 27th. But first of all, just to test whether or not we are together, if you have not bought your ticket for the 27th, I want you to type on the screen, I am getting my ticket today. Don't tell me you will, because there's nothing like the future in the universe. Everything is present. Now, I want you to type on the screen, I am getting my ticket. That what I am is a statement of vision. Vision does not recognize tomorrow. It recognizes your present being. I don't care if you have money in your account. It doesn't matter. What matters to me, the state of the statement you made affects your attitude. Your mental attitude begins to affect your bodily, and your body begins to affect. I am getting my ticket today, okay? And then if you say that, your bank account says you don't have it. I want you to ignore that. I want you to send 10, 20, 40,000, said, I've made my first deposit. Once you act on that statement, you have gone from principle to discipline. So right now, when you say, I am getting my ticket, I don't care what that ticket is. And maybe for the sake of me, Ezekiel, can I ask for something? Ezekiel, can I ask for something? Can you give my people today who is going to make a deposit a special discount because of this event?
What? Yes. We're going to give, so the event is 500, we're going to give a 40% discount.
No.
40%.
You get them the discount because of this event. That I don't care whatever you're going to do. I want to know that my presence can activate some kind of value. They have taken a statement of vow. They have said, I am going to get the ticket. They believe what I said. So because of that statement, I'm asking you right now, if the answer is no, I'll be out of this program right now. Yes or no?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay.
So now,
today,
for those of what is workable, no problem. I've gotten what I wanted. So you're gonna check the event. What is workable.
We'll do it.
Thank you. So now, those are my people right now who have said, I am getting the ticket today. I want you to pay in money based on this statement to activate the potential in this relationship. And it will be because I said it, and it's because I showed up, and it's because you believe in what I said, and that's why that statement is done. Now, anyone who do not act on that statement, Ezekiel, anyone who does not send you either the full amount of the 50% or some kind of deposit after 24 hours, that covenant is expired. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does that bless you tonight?
Yes.
Does that bless you tonight?
Very blessed. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate
Thank you.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done.
Awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you, Mr.
Awesome.
Ezekiel.
I'm not done. I'm not done with you tonight. I'm coming again.
We were tremendously blessed. Tremendously.
Say it again.
We were tremendously blessed. Thank you so very much, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Engineer Yomi. Thank you so much. So I'm going to give you more. You see, let me tell you. Until the result shows in your life, my wisdom is not validated. The only proof of the value of my wisdom is the result. Your success is what validates my wisdom. Okay. Now I'm coming to the event now more charged up. I will continue this training from the 27th to 28, whatever that is. And after that event, then we can continue because knowledge is appropriated. Not everybody's on the same frequency. We must be in a session where we are now on a particular frequency to begin to download what it is that we are doing. Now watch this. I said business is a social responsibility to solve human needs while making money. And I also said, until value is exchanged, wealth cannot be said to have been created. If you always have to have money, cash, to pay for anything, if you always have to have cash before you can buy anything, you are operating on the lowest level of financial pyramid. If you always have to have cash before you pay for anything, that's a level you get to. Your name opens doors. You put your word in, goods delivered. They can finalize later. They can what's called crystallize. They can process the transactions. For example, if Dango takes into Kostaris today, he doesn't have to have cash to drive out the car he wants. He can drive up with the car he wants, and then later on they can crystallize the statement. Which means at the level where you are right now, where I am, I'm in several boards of companies. I get money. I get paid for showing up. Not even because I was going to do anything, because my name as a person adds value to the company. Okay. So in that context, you want to move from always having to have physical cash before you buy anything to a level where your name can open doors and credibility happens for you. Okay, in the mentoring program, I'm going to be teaching you the 5 levels of money. You have never heard that before. The 5 levels of money. I'm going to be teaching you the 6 cycles of vision, because this is one of the most elusive topic in the world. People don't even understand what it is. In other times, people say they have vision. What they have is an illusion, because the evidence of vision is what it makes you do at the moment. Okay? So, in creating wealth, you must have wealth education. You must be wealth educated to activate the capacity for creation. We'll write it down. So wealth education is your fundamental human need. Okay. Wealth education is your fundamental right. Wealth education. Thank you, Thomas. Wealth education. Most of us has not been wealth education for me. Okay. Yes. Ezekiel, meet everyone. So there are 4 logic of wealth education, right? I'm going to close with this. 4 logic of wealth education. Logic number 1 is the logic of wealth creation. 4 logic of wealth education. Logic number 1 is the logic of wealth creation. What is logic? Logic is the fundamental sequence of thought and action that leads to a predetermined outcome. What is it again? Logic is the fundamental sequence of thought and action that leads to a predetermined outcome. So when you see a software, people write, there are logic about a software. When you want to cook a soup, a goosey soup, that's a logic for cooking a goosey soup. When you want to build a house, that's a logic for building a house. It's not a guesswork. Most of you are doing guesswork in your business. You don't have the logic of creating wealth through your business. Okay. So in the mentorship program, I'm going to go into the details of each of the logic. Logic number 1 is logic of wealth creation. What is it talking about? The logic of wealth creation is talking about you must be able to take your virtues and convert them to values and convert them to product and services. So the logic of wealth creation says your value must turn to product and services. That's what the logic of wealth creation says. The values, the virtues you have, the virtue of love, the virtue of faithfulness, the virtue of integrity, the virtue of honesty, the virtue of kindness, the virtue of transparency. All those things are virtue. Nobody pays you for virtue. People only pay for virtue when the virtue becomes product and services. Now, I want to open your screen right now. If you are a kind person, raise your hand. If you're a kind person, raise your hand. If you're an honest person, raise your hand. If you are, open your screen right now. If you're an honest, kind person, raise your hand. I want the screen open. Honest and kind. Honest, kind. If you're honest and kind and broke, keep your hands up. You see, there's so many kind, broke people. You see, your kindness would not lead to money if it's not becoming a product and services. If you love people to be healthy, you must go into the wellness business. It is until a virtue is converted to services that you can command its corresponding return in terms of money. Okay, that's the logic of wealth creation, which is converting your virtues into product and services. The second logic is the logic of entrepreneurship. The logic of entrepreneurship says you have to learn how to improve the quality of services you have for the sake of improving the quality of services you have. So there's so many entrepreneurs who are not business people. They are passionate about their ideas. They are passionate about the product that they have, but they're not making money from the product. So an entrepreneur is someone that is crazily passionate about improving the quality of services that they have or improving the quality of product that they have. Then that brings me to the third logic, which is the logic of business. This is crazy. The logic of business is thinking about how you can make the maximum out cash flow from the value that you have already created. The logic of business says, how can I make more money from the services and the product that I have created? That's the logic of business. So a businessman is thinking cash flow. An entrepreneur is thinking quality of service. So that's the difference, which means you can be an entrepreneur and still be broke. But the businessman is not thinking how wonderful the product is. He's thinking about how to connect the value of the product, no matter how bad it is, to be able to generate cash. So a business person is thinking cash flow. An entrepreneur is thinking improve the quality of my services. So many people are so passionate about their value, they forget to make money from it. And the fourth one, the fourth logic, okay? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
we can. Loud
Yes,
and
sir,
clear.
we can
Loud and
hear
clear.
you.
Hear you.
Thank you.
Yes, we can.
The fourth logic is the logic of investment. Oh, I love that. I love that. The logic of investment is how can I take the money my business has made to acquire an asset that makes money independent of me. So an investment mentality is how your money can make money independent of your effort. These are the four logic of wealth education. Now, a lot of people are so good at the first logic, they lose out at the last logic. The logic of investment says, what are the things I need to do to acquire assets that makes money independent of my activity? Like I'm 50 right now. I honestly don't have to go to work any day of my life from now to the day that I leave this earth to be able to make money, because I have built a solid asset base, different investment classes that generate money independent of me. That's a new business I'm starting right now in Nigeria that's going to sweep the globe in an unprecedented way. It's going to be a unicorn business that's going to generate billions of dollars in this continent and the rest of the world. It's because I'm coming from a place of abundance. I'm not doing it because I want to make money, but the values I have, I need to give to the world before I leave. So in other words, freedom does not come from making money. Freedom comes from learning how things work. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you guys had a good time with me tonight. I love you. I doff my cup for you, and I look forward to seeing all of you and on the 27th and 28th of November. And I bind and cast any devil that was going to stop you from coming from that event.
Amen.
And take the step of faith. You said, I am coming. Please call this young man. Send it for anything. Commit yourself to this statement, and then let's
Thank you, sir.
fire to make sure that you and I has a rendezvous.
I'll be there live and direct.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
I really
Thank you so much.
appreciate
Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much.
Is it
Thank
okay
you,
if
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
so
We
much,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to a personal meeting
Thank
with
you
you,
so much,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Now, before you guys
Thank
go,
you so much.
you'll get back in me. Before you guys go, is it okay?
I wish you can
Thank you
grant
so
me a
much.
personal meeting, Mr. Ugo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hold on. You cannot change a man's physical state until you alter the state of his mental attitude, especially letting him know that he deserves more than he is today. You cannot change the physical state of any human being until you alter the mental attitude of his mind, so much so that he believes he deserves more than he is, okay? So if it's okay by Ezekiel, you can go to my Instagram. Is that okay? Go to my Instagram. You have a lot of free content. Ugochukwu Omeogu, okay? Ezekiel, you can type it on the screen. Ugochukwu Omeogu on Instagram. You have tons of controversial, thought-provoking content to keep your mind engaged so that you don't go crazy before the 27th. And when we're going to download the full transcript of wealth creation in this relationship, okay? Make sure go there right now. And when you go in there, if you DM me, mention Leap Simple, mention Strategy Factory, and then I can respond to your DM if you ever want to talk to me. And ladies and gentlemen, present to you our iconic young man right here, a friend of mine that I know, Chidomere Ndubisi, Palmtech CEO, right in the street. Sir, I love you. And I'm sure you're going to be there on the 27th, right? You're going to be there on the 27th, right?
I've paid for my ticket already.
Awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, please put it together for Leap Simple Strategy Factory, Mr. Ezekiel. Love you guys.
Love you too, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. On the screen is details for the discounts. Please take a snapshot.
All right.
It's only going to be available for 24 hours.
Thank you.
I want to thank this. When I first met him, That's exactly how I first met him. You know, you don't listen to him and not just wonder from what part of the world he's from. And I've had the privilege of learning from you. I've had the privilege of working with you on a couple of projects, and I'm even going to have a conversation with you after now, because I want us to sort of set up something that we're going to do and work with all the people that come for the convention, you know, going forward. We need to set up something. We need to find something that would work, sir. If it's okay with you, I'll call you tomorrow or maybe later tonight. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So is it okay if you take maybe 2 questions? Just 2 questions?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Does anybody want to ask a question? If you want to ask
Yeah, questions. I'm ready for it. Yes, Gracie, you have a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a very, I don't want to say it's a very stupid question, but I can't but ask for this. Sir, can you be my mentor? That's a question.
Well, one of my mentees says, never ask
The presentation on you. We really appreciate what you presented this night.
Always ask this question: how can I be of everyone that desires mentorship, that deserve mentorship? Write it down. Deserve a mentor. Don't just desire it. So the questions you ask, how can I be of value to you, sir? That's a question that can endear you to the person you're asking for.
Hello, so but in the last meeting, I asked the question.
Wait a minute. Now I'm talking to Grace. Always ask a question in a way that gets your attention. Say, sir, how can I be of service to you so that I can learn more from you? In that way, you change the perception of the person you're asking. Anytime you make a query for request without the corresponding value, you shut down motivation.
Okay, let me ask my question again.
Okay.
Sir, how can I be of great service to you? How can I add value?
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love you. I love you because of your mind. You change immediately. So what do you do? Advertise yourself now. You see now?
I'm a bit okay.
Yeah, the question is this: someone who is into estate management, how can he leverage on the estate management? Recently,
no. Grace is talking. Grace is talking. Just hold on a minute. Grace, listen. I'm listening to you. Go ahead, Grace. You are muted. Grace, you're muted.
Someone who is into estate management, how can he or she leverage on it? That's the question. And I ask this.
Okay, Ezekiel, you have to manage the audience right now.
Can I go on now?
Yes, sweetheart, you can go on.
All right. So my name is Grace Chinemere Israel. I am a businesswoman. I'm the CEO of Dim Labels and Looks, and all that we do is to give life to your style. So we're into ladies apparels. Our mission is to create a better look. Our mission is to help women discover themselves and express themselves through their looks. And what God help me. And then
you are good. So you see, this is the first statement you made. Looks like you're desperate. Can I be my mentor? It looks like you're desperate. And when you're desperate, you close out doors. But now I am seeing more of your value. So as you're saying the things you're doing, you're getting my mind to see a way that we can connect that can allow you to come close to me. So always be clear on how to define the values you have. Connect with people's value with your value before you can connect with them for their business. So if you want me to be a mentor to you, the most important thing I've been looking for is in what areas can I help you? You must be doing something before you deserve a mentor. You must have something you're doing before you deserve a mentor. Now that you've told me, I want you to reach out to first of all, are you coming for the event on the 27th? Are you coming? Okay. Okay, if you can hear me. So Ezekiel, you can reach out to her and then, help us make the bridge there. The answer would be yes, if she meets some certain criteria in terms of commitment to learning. Yes. One more question.
Okay, so the other guy, I think I've added him back. Maybe you can ask the question you want. But anybody else wants to ask a question, please just either type or unmute yourself. We'll take one more question and then that'll be all.
Mr. Ezekiel, you got me muted. I was asking a
We can hear
question,
you,
sir.
or at least I can hear you.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes.
Can you hear me clearly, sir?
Yes.
Okay, I said someone who is into estate, how can he leverage on the estate management? How can the person leverage on the estate management? That's what my question is. And I asked this question in our last meeting. The answer wasn't given to me. So I'm asking it again. How can one who is into estate management leverage on it, sir?
Okay, so that question is it's kind of paradoxical. You can be in real estate management with the full knowledge of real estate management and be asking the same question you're asking. Now, the most important thing is that you teach the ignorant to advise the wise. Write it down. You teach the ignorant, you advise the wise. There's certain level of advice that it takes deep knowledge to use it. So I will encourage you right now to go and take find a mentor on real estate or take a course on real estate. Because if you are in real estate, you shouldn't be asking that question, how can I leverage? It simply shows a gap in the quality of knowledge you have in the industry you're operating, okay? There are different ways you can leverage on different businesses. But for now, Uche, this is my direct answer to you, is to seek knowledge in understanding the full ramification of how to run a successful real estate business. It is that knowledge that will give you the insight on how to create leverages. You teach the ignorant, you advise the wise. Advice requires knowledge to practice it, okay? So that's what I would tell you on that one. Take more knowledge into the concept of real estate, and I can tell you for free, once you go deeper into the concept of running a successful real estate business, the answer to that question is embedded in it. But if you are looking for someone to help you to understand how to build business, regardless of which industry, then you might want to talk to me after the convention on the 27th.
Okay, can I ask my question from Morris Udosin?
Okay.
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay, my name is Morris Udosin, and
your video is not on. You have to put your video on.
Okay, I gotta put my video on, right? Okay.
You have to put your video on, yes.
Okay. There.
Oh, good.
Okay. My name is Morris Udosin. I happen to be the CEO of Redefined Smart Tech Africa. Is actually a smart home automation company, and we are basically into converting an already existing houses to smart homes, including power system, power management, energy conservation, and there's flex in the building. We have run the business for about 5 years now, and we've been facing every year. We got to face new challenges in the business, and one of the challenges I've faced critically right now is funding. Funding in the sense that we've got big contracts recently, and we're unable to fund those contracts because most of those companies are requesting us to show our financial strength before they could, start putting money in giving us, in paying us per se. Let me put it that way, so it's going to be simple. So my question is, banks are finding it very difficult to deal with businesses these days, especially when they check our turnovers and discover that we are not running in billions, and they feel that we can't really they can't really benefit from us. Let's be honest, banks are greedy these days. How do we get funding? How do we get the funding when I'm talking about? Not really free. How can we get people that can partner in our business, and then kind of, even if they're going to take part of our profits, and still we don't get out of businesses. We are really facing a lot of problem about it. Recently, I've gotten a job, a contract of worth about 100 million, but the companies are like, I don't want to mention the company names for privacy reasons anyway. The company are like, we need to see your financial strength before we could do businesses. And we've won the contract. And at this stage, how can we get up to 40, 50 million to show that we can do business with them? So it's a lot of challenge right now.
Yeah, it's simple. First of all, the questions they're asking you is pointing you to what you're supposed to be doing. Number one, there are different ways you can get. Number one is we have people come into the business to give you a fund without a cost, but they share in the profit. So there's no cost to that. If, for example, you meet Ezekiel, you meet me, I meet someone who's an investor, and we look at your financials, look at your statement and see how far your turnovers is. And then beyond that, we look at corporate governance to see how you're able to manage your fund and how consistent you are and your operations of your management of your business. Now, if you go for equity funding, there'll be no cost to it in terms of if your business goes well and we make money. If your business goes bad, we lose money. Equity funding is one of the ways. You can get it from friends. You can get it from communities. Okay, that one will give you funding without a cost, but they're going to share in the profit and the risk involved. That's one. Two, another way you can get money is from banks, but there's going to be cost to that. And banks, when they give you money, they don't want to share in your risk. That's why those ones can be collateralized. They would need certain level of deposit of money or landed property or the soul of your father and grandfather or your village people land. And by the time you meet the conditions for that, you find out that you don't really need the money anymore. And so there are different ways you can raise this fund. So one is equity, or you can go to the bank. But let's have a conversation on this outside this. I can look at your company structure, look at your books to see whether or not I can help you with some kind of funding. Then, if your business is not a startup, okay, which is different from SMEs, which is businesses that already have customers, know what they want to do. And there are different series of funding you can get from VCs, depending on the size of your vision and depending on your value proposition that you want to solve and how much income comes into your business and how regular that is. Okay, so we want to talk to Ezekiel after this event, and based on the strategy factory platform, I can always provide you some solutions that I think will help you without having to break the bank. Okay?
Okay, that's fine. I don't know, how do I get contact to Ezekiel?
So first of all, are you coming for the event on the 27th?
Yes, I am.
Oh, beautiful. Then Ezekiel, please facilitate a meeting and let's see what happens.
Yes. I will drop my, just if you send a message to Bisola now, we can always get through to me. Bisola, please just drop your number. Bisola is a co-host here. She'll drop her number right on the group.
Okay.
Okay.
In the comment section now. If it happens now, if you send a message to her right now, I can talk to you tonight. She's dropped it already, so just.
Okay.
I should just mention while Mr. Ugochukwu is here. So Mr. Ugochukwu mentioned something about the you grow wealth through community. Now within the Strategy Factory community, we facilitated about 5 billion in sales within the community. I don't know if I've mentioned it to you before, because we help connect people, and at the moment we're working with about 3 or 4 businesses in our community. We're working with one to raise $1 million. In fact, the biggest of them is about, I don't know where that conversation is now because we passed them on to a venture capitalist firm, but there's a $10 million fund drive sort of kicking off. There's a 2.5 billion fund drive kicking off with one of the pension funds right now, the military pension fund to be exact. So we work with a number of all this with our community members to sort of grow their business. We've had 39 of our clients. Then we also try and connect people together. Sometimes like you mentioned, that is in real estate. So you're in real estate and you want to handle a project. You might not necessarily need to find the money. You just need to find a bigger partner that can come in, and then both of you execute the project together, and everybody's fine. So we'll do that. We'll do that within the community too. So thank you so much, sir. I don't know how to thank you enough. I'm telling you, I am. See, let me explain. It's very difficult to have known and interacted with somebody for 11 years, and every single time you are still in awe of that person. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm talking about. It's a very, 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 very difficult thing. To every single time I get an opportunity to listen, I had to marshal my entire team. I said, look, everybody be on Zoom, not because we are staff. We're all participants this night. It's amazing. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Can we all just say thank you to Mr. Ugo? Just say thank you to him before we run out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
God
you,
bless you
sir.
abundantly.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Lastly, I have one. Lastly, I want to just mention that Mr. Ugo has given as work with us.
Thank you.
Everybody who knows and has been to this session knows that we haven't given this kind of discount. In fact, we're actually going to it's not a discount that is sustainable, because we can't even continue like that. But if you can make, and I've seen one or two people who've made payments already, which is good. If you can make payments tonight or within the next 24 hours, you would get that 20. You would get the 50% discount. So what you want to do is send a message to Bisola. Bisola's number is in the chat box. It's in the chat box. So please, let's. But that is only available for 24 hours. Most people paid at 20% off, which is at 400,000 there. And in all fairness, our cost is somewhere around 286,000. That's our cost in terms of cost per participants. And this is, I can show you, we're spending about 170 million on this event. No cap, according to some people. Wow. So this is. But if you don't make transfer, send a text message to Bisola. Bisola, please post your number one last time. Yeah, send a text message to Bisola right now so that she can get your number. If you send a text message to Bisola, she can hold that. She can hold that for you till let's say Monday morning. Assuming some people want to get to the bank to make transfers, she can do that till Monday morning. But I want to say thank you so much. Thanks, and thank you to everyone here. It's a mixed crowd. There are members of our community here. People from our community already. There are people from the people who indicated that they wanted more information about the event. So I want to say thank you. We're going to hold another session with yet another one of our speakers, and hopefully it's going to be an amazing session like this one also. All right. So looking forward, I want to thank you all. Thank you so much for being a part of this session. I want to thank you so much. Before we go, I want to just quickly add one quick information, just so that you see all the other speakers that we're bringing and why we're bringing those other. Very, very important. So just as a quick one, so we're bringing the person who asked about funding, we're bringing Dr. Ola Brown. Dr. Ola Brown is actually an investor. She invests money in startups. We're talking about investing in early stage startups, like Paystack and all these guys who she's invested a lot of money in. Sorry, I'm trying to, yeah. She's invested a lot of money in this guy. So this is very, very important for you to be there because we want to forge, and people who came last year, we, maintain a good relationship with them. And anybody who comes to our event, everybody here who's ever been to our event knows that you don't attend an event with us. You join a community, and we're able to help you sort of expand your business, right? So we're also bringing Mahmoud Tuko, former MD of Eternal Oil, heavy oil and gas sector, and also in the shipping sector. And he's coming to talk about how do you structure your business for the kind of growth that you're looking for. Some of us, the growth you want and the growth that and the way you're preparing for it does not align, right? We're bringing our next meeting is also going to be with the chairman of P1, somebody who's built a business from being homeless. In fact, I'm going to send a link. I'm going to send a link to different groups. I think I sent it earlier, but I'm going to send a link. I did an interview with him in my office. And he told us the story about how he moved from being homeless, and he built a 78 billion naira business, right? So thank you so much again for joining the class. I'm really, really grateful. Don't forget, send a message to Bisola. We had initially planned to do this offer, but Mr. Ugo has made us to change it to 250. So if you are here within the next 24 hours, this is what you get, right? This is what you get within the next 24 hours if you are here, right? So, but send a message to Bisola tonight. Please send a message to Bisola tonight, and then we'll be able to take it off from there. But thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening. Any last words? If you want to say something, let's just say something as we leave. Thank you so much for everything that you've done.
Thank you, Mr. Ezekiel.
This is Philip. Thank you for the program.
Thank you.
I think thank you for forgetting my project. I don't know what's happening, Mr. Ezekiel.
Thank you, Mr. Ezekiel.
My project.
Call me. I'll send you a message.
Nice one, Ezekiel. Lovely one.
Thank you, Mr. Ezekiel. We appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ezekiel.
Have a great evening,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Ezekiel.
Mr. Ezekiel, you have refused to receive me.
So now I don't have any more excuse. It's
Please,
not
don't have excuse, though. We have
Mr. Ezekiel, it sounds like you are everybody's daddy here.
Yes.
I'm sure you know the person
time.
talking.
Mr. Ezekiel, you have refused to receive me.
I will see you now. I beg.
Glory. Yeah.
You're already in our community. Send me a message. Send me a message now. So that
I will.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much for
very much.
tonight.